Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer Podcast. This is Ralph Phillips.
I'm Molly Bay.
Today is July 30th, 2019. 40 days to kick off.
Whoa.
Till we go and whoop the 49ers' butts.
Did we talk about how they're not playing Kwon or Jimmy Garappolo through the preseason?
You and I had talked about it, but we hadn't talked about that on the podcast. That's a death knell for them.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
They're going to play us game one at our house. It's going to be Garappolo and Kwon Alexander's first game.
Back from injury.
Back from injury since, what, mid last year?
Yeah. Well, Jimmy, I think, didn't play
last year.
Didn't he get hurt in training camp?
Jimmy. So you're like
Jimmy, we're on
buds.
We're on a first name basis. You know, people refer to him as Jimmy G, and I still think of Jimmy Graham, the New Orleans tight end.
That's funny. I think of Kenny G. I expect to see him out there with a saxophone.
What is it, the hair or the saxophone?
No, just the name. Jimmy G.
Sexy saxophone.
I think Kenny G. You know, we were talking about in our follow-up last week to a conversation we had the week before, or the podcast before, we were talking about all the wide receivers that have played with Drew Brees and how they go other places and they don't do as well. The Saints are releasing wide receiver Cameron Meredith. He used to play for the Bears. He did good at the Bears. He had like 800 some yards. Then he went to the Saints and he sucked. He only did like 100 yards and then 200 yards, something like that. So they're cutting him.
Wow. He'll be a backup somewhere. 3rd, 4th, 5th string guy. Practice squad.
Yeah, if you can't get 1,000 yards playing with Drew Brees.
Yeah, like, exactly. If you don't look good, catching for Drew Brees, there's not much hope for you.
That's like somebody getting cut by Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You know, that plays with the Patriots. Wide receiver gets cut by the Patriots. It's like nobody wants them. It's like, yeah, you're done.
Or Oakland or the Browns. They probably would take them.
Boy, Oakland's right up in the mix of the crap teams, aren't they?
Yeah.
I can't wait for Hard Knocks. Comes out next week. Tuesday, right?
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. 7 days away. Troy Nicholas, our tight end, was put on injured reserve. Oh, that also reminds me. Hold on. What was Troy Nicholas put on injured reserve for? I don't even think I know. I don't think I ever heard. But safety Orion Stewart is out for the season.
Oh, he is?
Yep. ACL.
Oh, no.
And that is so weird because you saw the video, and the video was right there. I mean, the guy was, whoever was recording that was like 5 feet away.
Yeah.
He saw the whole thing. I didn't see anything. It was a non-contact injury. He jumped up in the air and he came down. It didn't even really look that awkward to me. And the next thing you know, he's hopping up in the air, lands on the ground. Kind of like what happened with Kwon last year.
Yeah, rolling around.
Yeah, Kwon just jumped up in the air. When he landed, that was it. He was done.
Well, Orion Smith is gone, but Jack Cichy, they activated him from the PUP list.
He went out. Though, right?
Yeah, he went out the same time as Kwon with the ACL. I think the same game, the following game maybe.
Oh, the Kangol hats are available.
Yay!
They're
pre-order, though.
Yes, on AriansFoundation.com. You go there. They're Buccaneer hats. They got the little emblem of Bruce Arians in the back with the headphone on. So they're pretty cool. They're pretty expensive, too. $42, but...
They look like they're decent quality, though. I wonder how breathable they'll be in the Tampa heat.
Nothing is breathable in Tampa heat.
You can't breathe. They're $42. You pre-order, and they'll be delivered sometime in September. I'd imagine just in time for week 1. I think that's probably how they're timing it.
The sizing chart you can get at...
Did you find it?
Not for that site, but the EB hats or whatever. Gosh, I can't remember. I meant to tell you because we couldn't figure out the sizing, how to...
Yeah, because they come in small, medium, large, XL, I think.
But one of the hat websites has a sizing chart for Kangol hats.
Well, I don't know what size my head is, so...
I guess you would probably just get a tape measure and and measure your head.
Probably. Good to know.
What's the popular hat store? It's E something. I don't know. Anyhow.
They're for sale. AriansFoundation.com. They're not, or AriansFoundation.org? Google it. I don't know.
They gotta own .com. Who else is gonna own Arians Foundation?
I know. At least to redirect you.
Yeah.
We've gotten all kinds of information out of training camp. Sue wasn't practicing one day, but they said it's because...
That was today.
He didn't have a helmet. No, he came back today. It was yesterday.
He didn't have a helmet?
They didn't have a helmet for him. And somebody else...
What happened to us? He was practicing Sunday.
I know. It was really weird, and no one really elaborated on it.
I thought it was just a Veterans Day. I think Cameron Brake got one, too.
Yeah, it was the same day. They weren't practicing. But then Donovan Smith came back the next day after he had tweaked his Achilles, supposedly. He was practicing the next day. And there was a left tackle that got just flattened by Noah Spence. And Pewter Report tweeted the video and said that it was Donovan. And Donovan got all pissy because it wasn't him.
He told him, keep your name out my mouth.
Yeah.
No, wait, keep my name out of your mouth.
Exactly. So he got real shitty with him. Which is just so... Don't we have enough football players with thin skin? It's just annoying. I hate seeing grown men act like babies.
Doesn't bother me. If somebody wrote some bad stuff about me, I'd want to correct them too. I wouldn't be as polite as Donovan Smith was, I don't think.
I don't know. He just gets so upset about things. Really? It doesn't bother you?
No. I like players that get involved in stuff, just that they're out there and that I don't know. It's kind of like with Brent Grimes when he had that podcast with Miko and he was talking about, how crappy he played at the Buccaneers and why. Well, he didn't think he played crappy, but he was talking about, he didn't get paid enough to do all this stuff, so he just refused to do it. It pissed me off, but I like it at the same time. I want to hear these guys hear what they have to say. If they're jerks or thin-skinned or whatever, I don't care. The more the better. Can't get enough of Buccaneers stuff. I
don't know. It just irritates me. I just don't think that you need to be so upset about it.
Well, he ended it with, hey, it's no big deal. He said, y'all want to hold me accountable, I'm going to hold y'all accountable.
Yeah, I do like that. But it's just, you could just tweet and say, hey, that wasn't me. Like, just the tone of what he said.
Or he could have said, hey, meet me outside and I'm going to beat you.
It's just... It happens often enough to him that it's really not a surprise that someone confused that for him.
That's true. And you really couldn't read the number too well.
No, the number was all bunched up under the pads. But come on, it was just, I don't know. Just rubbed me the wrong way. It
was Beninock too, wasn't it? Isn't that what everybody concluded? I don't know.
I can't remember.
My point being, Noah Spence is kicking everybody's butt. He put Donovan Smith on his ass a couple times.
Right, and then it happened already where he had put Donovan on his ass.
Yeah, and then he puts Beninock on his butt.
Yeah. Who called that one?
I'm claiming that one. I tell you, I think all these media people are listening to our podcast. I was listening to Rick Stroud's podcast, and he said that this defense is like an amoeba defense. An amoeba defense.
That's what you said.
I don't know if I coined that phrase, but I've never heard anybody else use it that I'm aware of. He says it a week after I brought it up. Whatever. Stop copying my stuff, media.
His podcast was really positive about the Bucs. Like, he was just glowing.
It surprised me so much that I actually sent it to Molly. I was like, you've got to listen to this. I didn't tell her anything about it. I said, you got to listen to this. And she listened to it and she said, wow, he was really excited and positive about the Bucs. I was like, I know. What happened to Rick Stroud? And
he worked through some things with his therapist after the whole Joe McCoy thing. He's gotten over some hurdles, mourned that relationship. It's gone.
Well, you know what they say.
It's only 12 minutes in and we're talking about Joe McCoy.
All year.
I think we made it longer this time.
No, we actually went 20 minutes one time.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rendak said that Spence and Nassib were playing almost exclusively together.
What do you mean? Playing together?
I don't know. That's all he said. Maybe on either side. On either side of the line. Maybe.
That's what I expect to see. I expect to see Spence on one side and Nassib on the other.
Yeah. To start?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think Shaq Barrett?
No, I think he'll be thrown in every now and then. But I think Spence and we're gonna rotate so many personnel in this system. Starters probably going to get 60% of the snaps. I can't think of anybody. Maybe Sue and Vita. No, Sue's probably the only one that's going to be on the field more than 80% of the snaps.
Yeah.
On the defense. I don't know. Cornerbacks. I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about the cornerbacks. These young guys and the safety. What was it, Mike Edwards?
Yeah, they love him.
Everybody's really raving about those guys. So you never know. They might get more playing time, but I think generally everybody's going to get about 50% snaps, somewhere around that area, which that's a huge, huge uptick for Noah Spence. He was only getting like 5 snaps a game, if that much.
Is that different from last year? Like, what were the rotational guys?
Yeah, you figure Bo Allen and Vea was getting Let me see. I've got it right here, actually. He averaged 77.6% snaps over the last 4 games, but throughout the season, he only averaged 58% of the snaps. So that means before the last 4 games of the season, he was below 50%.
Did you take the games that he wasn't playing?
Yeah, just the games he was in. Yeah. McCoy, he was up around 80%, I think.
Which is about usual for him,
About
right?
usual, yeah. He's usually up there. JPP was actually the most snapped guy on our defense. He was like at 84, 85% or something like that. But most everybody else, like Nassib and Bo Allen and
Vinny Curry.
Yeah, they were looking at 40, 50%.
Golston.
Which I think you're going to see more of that with this defense. We used to, our defense, they didn't rotate a whole lot. 2-3 years ago and before, the front four, they were the front four. They were playing between 70, 80% of the snaps every year.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Vita Vea is going to get. I think he's going to be out there a lot. I think they'll rotate Bo Allen a bit with him, but I think it's going to be mainly Vita Vea and Sue.
Yeah, I mean, those two together, I just don't see how you can't put them in
all
the time.
Everybody at training camp is talking about them, too. It's just like, geez, they are a force up front. You're not going to be able to stop them. Anybody going to be able to stop them. It's going to be like with the Rams last year. Between Sue and Donald. What did Donald get? 22.5 sacks?
Good Lord.
Something like that. 20.5. He was up there. He was in the 20s.
Yeah, he didn't quite break the record, but he was close, I think.
What is the record now?
I want to say it's 22.5.
22.5. That's right. Michael Strahan. I remember that when he got it with Brett Favre. Brett Favre basically laid down and let him get the sack.
That's cool.
Kind of pissed me off, though.
Well, that taint his record, though. Yeah,
there's a little asterisk there.
It's kind of like the Bucs Super Bowl, where everyone's like, John Gruden knew all the play calls.
Yep, exactly. Aaron Donald got 20.5 sacks last year. That's incredible for a defensive tackle. Warren Sapp got 19 one year, I think. What was it? 16.5. That was in 2000. Not bad.
We always do this. How is that going to impact Cam Newton, though? With Vita and Stu in the middle, because, I mean, he just runs. He just uses his speed. You'd have to contain him on the outside.
Yeah, we have so much speed on this team. I don't think getting to him is not going to be a problem. He's going to try to run us up. But he's the big thing with him is that he's a big guy and he's hard to take down.
Yeah. So our tackling just needs to be on point.
If our tackling would have been mediocre last year, we would have went to the playoffs. We would have won an extra 4 games.
It was so bad.
Disgusting.
Well, when you don't do it in practice.
How did we not know that?
How did we not know that?
How did we not know that they weren't tackling? Every media outlet on the planet should have been talking about that. Or at least every media outlet in the Buccaneers sphere. I didn't hear any fans talk about it either.
No.
And we were there.
Yeah, I didn't notice it.
But we went there before they were even doing tackling.
Yeah, they weren't in pads. Well, they never did do tackling.
Yeah.
But I don't think they were in pads, were they?
Can't remember.
Oh, the Bruce Arians is going to be on HBO tonight.
That's right.
It's at 10 o'clock.
Well, you say tonight.
When the podcast comes out. It will have already been out.
Yeah. So, all y'all listening, too bad. You missed it.
It'll probably be on HBO Go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll be in rotation. Or, on HBO. Playback, whatever. HBO Now.
I have some...
What's the difference between HBO Now and HBO Go?
I think HBO Now is live.
And HBO Go is
everything
fast?
On HBO.
I don't know. Why is it HBO Go? It doesn't make any sense. How many streaming services are there now? I remember 5-10 years ago, not even, it was 5 years ago, everybody bitching about cable packages. And they're like, I don't even watch this channel. Why do I have to pay for it? So everybody wanted their customized cable package. They want to be able to pick and choose whatever channel they wanted to watch. Well, now you got your wish. You can pick and choose whatever you want to watch now, but you have to subscribe to 20 different streaming services. Drives me crazy. Amazon, HBO, Netflix, Hulu, Vudu.
You know the answer to that.
Nickelodeon, Stars. You subscribe to all of them now. Showtime. It's ridiculous. I just want one place to go to watch my damn TV.
That's called cable.
But I don't want to pay for those crazy packages and channels I don't watch. Well, no, you have to get... Like, Netflix has shows that are exclusive to Netflix. HBO has shows that are exclusive to them. Amazon has shows... I mean, you've got to order these things if you watch TV. And unfortunately, I watch too much TV. I haven't really watched TV that much in the past year, though.
Yeah.
Well, when I say past year, I'm not counting football.
Or Game of Thrones. Or Chernobyl.
Or Rick and Morty. Anyhow, what were we talking about? Some Bucs stuff, I'm sure, hopefully.
One of your favorite former Buccaneers. Your favorite obscure Buccaneer. Keith Tandy.
Teeth Candy.
Teeth Candy. He is now joining Bishop McLaughlin's staff as a defensive backs coach.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
I have no idea. And I don't know if Bishop McLaughlin
sounds like a high school.
is the coach
or the name of the
or
place.
the name of the school. But in any case, he's coaching now.
Well, that's just sad, man. You know, he never got a fair shake. He played with Atlanta for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And was cut by them, I think, last year.
Yeah. That's sad. It's weird because there's been a lot of guys that I've really liked. Danny Lanzana was one of them. He was a playmaker. Keith Tandy, he was another one. Playmaker. And they didn't mess up a lot on the field. You know, I mean, everybody messes up, but some guys mess up a lot more than others. Donovan Smith. But Keith Tandy, Danny Lanzana, Landry, what was his first name? Scott?
I cannot think of it.
We can never remember his first name. Anyhow, these guys were really playmakers. I mean, when they got on the field, they did good stuff. And they just never seem to get a shake in the NFL. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because they're just not good practicers. You know, because that's a big thing with coaches. Coaches like guys that are good practicers. Maybe they're not good in the locker room. I don't know. It's just strange to me that these guys that I look at on tape and I go, this guy's, he stands out. It's really hard to stand out on tape, too. These guys stand out and then they just disappear. Weird. Don't know. But then you
nature of the beast.
Yeah, then
football's a business.
You got guys like Mason Foster, who plays for a decade.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Nothing special there. We used to have a friend we used to go to a bar with. He was part of our group. He was a big Mason Foster fan. When we drafted Mason Foster, he was all excited. And when we cut Mason Foster, he was all sad. But I could never understand. Well, Mason Foster was a Virginia Tech. He was a Virginia Tech fan. He was a UFC fan, wasn't he? Or Seminole? I don't know.
The Gators? I thought the Gators.
Yeah.
Or did he hate the Gators?
He hated one of them.
We're not into college football, and then also we're not from Florida, so, I mean, that's probably heresy, right? The blasphemy. Getting those two confused.
University of Washington. Had no idea. Anyhow, so I haven't talked to him in a while. I wonder how he feels about the Redskins cutting him, and then Mason Foster talking crap to the Redskins fans. Wasn't that like in a private chat or something?
I don't know.
Hey, we were working on the video for the Vita Vea YouTube stuff, but we still got some technical difficulties. It'll be out.
Alan on Twitter talking. Hold on. That's what he said. Can't wait to be disappointed.
Oh, no. Alan, sorry, man. You know us well.
I know.
Wait, was he saying can't we wait to be disappointed that we're not going to have it out?
I think because we don't deliver, yeah.
Okay.
We've got a reputation, Ralph.
Well, I don't know. I wake up today and you're like, we got to get the video done. I tweeted it out that we're going to have it out tonight. I'm like,
yeah, because on Sunday you said it was going to be out Tuesday. So I thought we were still on that timeline. I guess we hadn't talked about it.
We should just not ever say anything we're going to do.
We're going to do.
Because we end up not doing 90% of it anyway.
Yeah.
Life.
All right, let's get back to practice. Have you been on Twitter today?
No.
Okay.
Too busy working on that Vita Vea video.
I know. You've been working really hard on it. Mike Evans was carted off the field today.
What? Oh.
I'm so glad I got an organic reaction from you. He really was. It was a fluids issue. He had like abdominal cramps.
He was hurt Saturday.
He was barfing on the sideline the other day.
So he's probably got the flu.
And playing through it.
And hanging out in the crowd signing autographs. So half of Florida probably has the flu now too.
No, they said it was just dehydration. It was a fluids issue. No big deal. And now they're hanging up the murals on the side of RayJay.
Ooh, who's up?
First one they did was Mike and Chris Godwin on the southwest corner.
Chris Godwin.
Yep.
Everybody's all up on him, and I'm just like, meh.
He had the drops last season.
Oh, when he got
awful. They'd be like right in his gut, and he's dropping them.
When Deshaun went out and Chris Godwin was the second wide receiver, took Deshaun's spot, he was horrible. So, I'm just, I need to see something
I don't
else
know
over
how
there.
he does with the pressure. Or maybe it's having that number 2 defensive back on you.
Right. And I'm not saying he sucks or anything, but he just hasn't impressed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's made some good catches and some touchdowns and stuff like that, but consistently good on tape.
Exactly.
He doesn't stand out. Let's put it that way.
Oh, I listened to the press conferences today. They had Todd Bowles, who was so boring. He seems like a cool dude, but just...
He does not like the media, I don't think.
I don't think so either. I wouldn't want to do that crap either. Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you would.
Okay.
But Byron...
Oh,
I love Byron.
Yeah, I saw part of his.
I love watching Byron.
Yeah, he's
such a happy guy, too.
Yeah.
Just a really positive guy.
He's gabby.
He is. And I wish that he had worked out as a quarterback.
Well, if he didn't have that 3-mile windup.
A couple nuggets I took out of his press conference. He said, you win in the NFL because of technique, not because of talent. And I was like, is that Bill Belichick's trick? Because he doesn't have the most talented guys on the roster.
No. Everybody's always trying to figure out Bill Belichick's
I know,
tricks.
I always do.
What is it that makes Bill Belichick so good?
He drinks the blood of virgins.
Of rookies. So I want to see one of those guys retire, either Belichick or Brady, and the other one continue on for another 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, no, they're not.
It's not going to happen. No, I know.
No.
But I'd like to see it happen just so that we could have the question answered.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's definitely Bill Belichick, but I mean, Tom Brady is a unique specimen himself. I mean, the guy's cool under pressure. He comes back. He's a fantastic pocket passer, great accuracy.
A good leader, drive to win.
So if it was up to me, if you had a gun to my head and you said, which one was it that contributed most, it'd be Bill Belichick. But we'll never know because they're both going to retire at the same time and probably run off in the sunset together.
I don't know. I could see Tom Brady retiring and Bill Belichick keeping going.
It's possible. How about if this happens? How about if Bill Belichick retires, Tom Brady becomes head coach?
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
And then this continues again for another 20 years.
Oh, God. I'm so glad we're not in their division.
I know. Everybody talks about the Browns and the Buccaneers as, like the bottom dwellers of the...
Yeah.
And when I say everybody, I mean stupid people. But they never talk about Buffalo or the Jets or Miami.
Because I feel like everyone thinks, but for the New England Patriots, those guys might be competitors.
That begs the question... Those three teams suck so bad. Is that why the Patriots are so good? Because that's 6 wins a year, just about.
Yeah. But I guess it would be a question if they weren't killing everybody else, too.
I know.
They do have their weak points, though. I think the Browns have had their number on quite a few occasions.
The Browns?
Yeah, the Patriots.
Yeah, they had a bit. Was that last year or the year before where they had the huge game against them and just beat their ass?
Yeah.
Surprised everybody.
Yeah. They're the team that fired Bill Belichick, too, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And the Giants, let's not forget them, beat them twice in the Super Bowl. Eli Manning.
We're not talking about Bucs here. We're talking about all these other crappy teams.
I know.
I was so upset when the Giants beat the Patriots. What was that, 2013? What was that?
2011.
2011, yeah, when Patriots went undefeated and then lost in the Super Bowl.
No, that was 2007.
God, was that long ago?
One,
2007. Anyhow, the Patriots go undefeated all year long, and then they lose in the Super Bowl to the stupid Giants. And I wanted to see them win just to shut the Miami Dolphins up about their undefeated season.
Did they win that Super Bowl, though?
Yeah.
The Dolphins did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's before
I'm tired to hear it. It was before my time, too, but just barely. I was a young lad, anyhow.
Do they still talk about it?
Yeah, they have champagne every time they get together.
Oh, yeah, they all get together. Will they stop getting together if someone breaks it?
They're eventually going to have to because they're all dying off.
Yeah.
I think there's only like 4 of them left.
Yeah, I think that's
Jimmy
right.
Johnson being one of them. I like Jimmy Johnson, though.
I can't wait to do our predictions this year.
I know. I was thinking about that last night. It's going to be tough this year, I think.
We got to watch preseason games first. Are we doing it before preseason or after preseason?
No, after preseason. We always do it after preseason because of the injuries and all that good stuff. I really, really want to say, and I'm going to buy a ticket, that the Bucs are going to win the Super Bowl this year.
What?
I'm not saying they're going to, but I think they can.
Yeah, I think so too.
It would be great if we played the Raiders with John Gruden.
That's not going to happen.
I know. They're not even going to make it to the Cotton Bowl. Yes, and then we beat them in the Super Bowl. We beat John Gruden in the Super Bowl. Because one thing it's always bothered me is that, everybody except for Buccaneer fans who were there at the time claimed that the Buccaneers won that Super Bowl because of John Gruden.
Oh, we went out a couple weeks ago and saw some Raiders fans and we got talking football, and that's what they said.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. Everybody that wasn't there for that Buccaneers team throughout the late 90s just wrote them off as, well, John Gruden knew all the plays. That's not no. And that pisses me off because it diminishes our Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
And of course, it's John Gruden. John Gruden is always about John Gruden. Everything is always about John Gruden. That's why I'm glad he's at Oakland. Don't get me wrong. I liked him as a coach. I liked him when he was our coach. But he's not our coach anymore. So I can talk crap about him.
Yeah.
The guy, it's just always got to be the limelight on him. And he stole our Super Bowl, basically. Our Super Bowl glory. Although, we do have, 2 guys on the Hall of Fame? In the Hall of Fame for that team, most likely going to end up with 4. That's something.
And that was Dungy, right? That wasn't even...
Oh, that's right. If we include Dungy.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, he didn't. He wasn't there for the Super Bowl.
I know, but he drafted those guys, right?
Yeah, and he built that team. That defense, anyhow. Not that offense. That was not his thing. I remember, gosh, man, I used to fight with people so much. This was back in the early days of the internet when the news groups were the thing, not... I mean, there were chat rooms and stuff, but there weren't any forums. It was all the news groups. And I used to fight in there with people because everybody was bitching about, we need to get rid of Dungy because he can't get an offense going. We need to get rid of Trent Dilfer because he's a horrible quarterback and all that. I used to fight with them all the time. Just not a big fan of that, wanting to fire people and replace them. Unintended consequences, team spirit, all that good mess. And you never know which guys are the glue to the team, which guys their presence is going to be felt in a bigger way than just on the field with their stats. I don't know.
Yeah, and especially sometimes you leave a vacuum and then you don't know who's going to come in and fill that void.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just because he's got good stats over here doesn't mean he's going to have good stats when he comes over here to your team. Rarely works out that way, actually. But yeah, I'm excited, man. Apparently from what everybody is saying, this defense is going to be the bomb. The secondary is kicking it up a notch. They're excited. They're flying all over the place. Everybody's freaking out over how this defense looks like nothing like it has in the past forever here in Tampa.
People are freaking out that the offensive line looks like crap. That's the new thing. I am a little concerned about that. I'm not going to lie.
Well, yeah, it is worrying, but Jameis is tough. He put on some body armor.
Yeah, right.
He knew it was coming. He was like, damn, we didn't draft any offensive linemen. We ain't getting on the free agency. I'm putting on some weight. I'll get an exoskeleton. I'll need it. Yeah, and Bruce Arians isn't big on protecting the quarterback. I mean, he doesn't, keep tight ends in and running back in. But, I said that a while back, and then I went back and looked at tape, and he did. He keeps running backs in for pass protection a bit. Did you see Rojo get blowed up by, Kevin Minter?
No.
During practice? Yeah,
No.
Come flying up the middle and just put Rojo on his ass. That was during practice. First day of pads, I think. Sunday.
He had a good run today, I think. People are tweeting it.
He's had a couple of good runs that I've seen. But, again, they're not really contacting yet.
Yeah.
They're not even tackling yet.
Yeah, we'll see really in preseason, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited about preseason. That's next Friday.
Yep.
Gosh, right around the corner.
I know.
Ooh, and we're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
The only coach Bruce Arians doesn't like, Tom Coughlin. Not Tom Coughlin.
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin. What in the world did I get?
Tom Coughlin.
Mike Coughlin. Tom Michelin. Yes, Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin and Bruce Arians are not best of friends because Mike Tomlin fired Bruce Arians after they won the Super Bowl, wasn't it? But anyhow, Bruce Arians had no reason to be fired. They were just the fans and the ownership wanted more of a run-heavy game.
That's right, because in the parade after the Super Bowl, a fan yelled at him, "Get a fullback!" Bruce Arians in the parade.
And he responded with, never. Yeah, so we'll never have a fullback in Tampa while Bruce Arians is here. So, Bruce Arians is big on loyalty. He says he will never fire any assistant coach.
He might reassign them.
Yeah, he'll reassign him, but he's not going to fire him. He's big into loyalty, and he felt that Mike Tomlin really done him wrong.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin didn't fight for him, basically, because he was supposed to be getting a contract.
Yeah, that's what they told him. They were going to try to give him a raise.
Yeah, and Mike Tomlin comes back and says, hey, I didn't get you that contract. And Tomlin was like, well...
maybe next year.
Yeah, and Tomlin's like, no, you don't understand. I didn't get you any contract. You're fired.
Well, he didn't want to say that. BA said it. So you're firing me.
So it's going to be interesting to see the preseason game. I don't know if BA is going to be out for a win, which I'm sure he will.
I think so.
I think he will too.
It's personal.
He's going to want to embarrass Tomlin.
And he knows Ben Roethlisberger too.
Knows Ben Roethlisberger inside and out. Did he ever play against Pittsburgh when he was the coach of the Cardinals?
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, he sure did back in 2015. Looks like week 6. Played against the Steelers and lost.
That's unfortunate. Those ones hurt.
25-13. What kind of score is that? How did he score 25 points? I guess.
Missed some extra points, maybe.
Missed some extra points, some safeties. Every time I see a weird number in football scoring, I go, up safeties. They scored some safeties. We played them in 2013, week 4. That was when the whole Josh Freeman debacle was going on. He had his panties in a wad. We lost 13-10. That was his first year head coaching. Bruce Arians, the Cardinals, 2013. We were his second win as a head coach of the Cardinals. Go figure. We give everybody all kinds of records and stuff.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I'm sure the Browns do too.
We got to stop being compared to the Browns. When did that happen? Ugh. I'm glad you threw Oakland in the mix, though, because they suck. No, I would put Jets probably at the bottom. I don't know. We'll see how Oakland does this year, but I just can't see them.
It's not going to be good.
Gelling.
There's just no way.
Yeah. Miami's down there, too. I don't think we're down there at the bottom. I mean, the past few years, yeah, we've been down the bottom 10, maybe bottom 5 perennially, but we're not the bottom. We're not down there with the Browns and the Jets and the Dolphins and the Raiders. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. We'll have another one out Friday, but, until next time.
Go Bucs.